Yeah, okay. Ain't no snippets. Ain't got no snippets going on real quick before people start to come in.
On the big speaker, I could probably put it on the little speaker.
Okay. All She's at Commander Jenny Hanna. Okay. Got that Bunyan vibe to it. Yeah. Y'all come on in. Y'all come on in. We'll get started in a little bit. Y'all come on in. People ready? Get your notes, your pen, your pencils. We'll get started shortly, y'all. Yeah, man. Shalom, y'all. Y'all come on in. Y'all. Right. Yeah. Okay, you want to say it? Okay. Israel. Tunes, y'all saying? That was like the intro right there. You know what I'm saying? Big up to young man, but yo on the tunes, you know what I'm saying? Give us a little nice intro. You know what I'm saying? That shit was raw, Roy. I like it. But definitely got to hear in the loudspeaker, but that shit was dope. All right, Israel. Welcome to Tuesday Brotherhood class. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua Brakathum. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Shem Yahushua. It's Precinct Officer Thawah Shah by the Isupk. Started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Now we're under Commanding General Yohana. Since 1969, we've been teaching the truth of the Bible, right? The truth of the Bible is not a religious book. This is the history of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and indigenous people, which make up the 12 tribes of Israel, right? We are the blood descendants of the Israelites. This is who we descend from. This was our identity and our nationality before slavery. You know what I'm saying? Pre-slavery, this is who we were. We spoke Hebrew. We was dwelling in the land of Israel. You know what I'm saying? We was given these laws and these records so we can rule above every nation on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But we lost our identity, we lost our culture, we lost our heritage due to slavery and colonization, right? So what we do since 1969 is teach our people, teach the 12 tribes who they really are so they can come back to the Most High and get redeemed from the hell and the oppression that they're suffering daily across this earth. All right, y'all? So we're going to get in started with the Brotherhood class. Of course, if y'all got any questions, feel free to type them in. You know what I'm saying? If you got any questions in the Bible about life, whatever you want to ask, type them in. You know what I'm saying? Or y'all can say Salaki, whoever want to ask in person. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get to the questions. Till then, we'll get into our topic. All right? Our topic today, we'll continue on what we left off last week with the accountability, right? Accountability part 2. You know what I'm saying? It's very important to understand taking accountability for your actions in regards to brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? Because, it's easy to place the blame on somebody else. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to you and self-reflecting on your actions, you know what I'm saying? Nobody loves to place the blame on themselves. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, will agree that their actions are horrible and what they're doing is wrong, because everybody loves to perceive themselves as a good person. You get what I'm saying? Well, we're going to talk about accountability, which is important in brotherhood, and how to treat each other, and making sure that we get ourselves right so we can treat others right as well. All right. And the last verse we left off on, what was it? Last week, I think it was Wisdom of Solomon. What was it? Wisdom of Solomon. In 1 second, y'all. All right. So yeah, I think it probably was Wisdom of Solomon. If anything, we'll just pick up from there. So, right, what we're talking about is your flesh, you know what I'm saying, warring against your spirit, right? And when the Bible mentions your flesh, like in the New Testament, depending on the context, what could that be talking about?
Like you're talking about flesh as in like the carnality, or
What's
which
that mean? What's carnal mean?
just as what your human want, what you want person versus your spirit, or what the most
Right,
high
which is right. Now that's exactly right. You know what I'm saying? But another word of saying flesh or carnal, which is a simple way of saying, or today's term of saying.
me, I want.
Right. But I'm looking for a specific word though. Now, which is right. You want to give it a shot, Officer Ross?
You talking about selfish?
Which is true, right? But the word flesh, right,
It's a lot.
means what? Go ahead.
Physical.
Physical what? Yeah, your body. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's talking about when it mentions the word flesh in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? It's simply talking about your physical body, right? Your physical body or your physical needs, what deals with selfishness and your own desires and your personal interests, you know what I'm saying, that satisfy your carnal mind or your body, right? And that wars against your spirit, right? That wants to serve the Most High, that tells you what's right from wrong in the back of your mind, that gives you that gut feeling, that tells you not to do that. You know what I'm saying? That comes from the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Serving the Most High is how you become spiritual, right? Serving yourself is how you become carnal or fleshly, right? Doing your own desires and pleasing your body, right? So last week we brought out a couple of scriptures in regards to that, on what to look out for, you know what I'm saying, and how to war against your body. You know what I'm saying? Gaining control of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand that your body has desires and wants that might be contrary to the ways of the Most High. right? Like you got to understand, we're born into a carnal body, right? Our flesh is weak by nature. You get what I'm saying? Meaning the five senses that we operate with, right? It only satisfy us for a period of time, temporarily. You know what I'm saying? Because if whatever you know want to eat or taste or smell or touch, you know what I'm saying? These are how you discern certain things on this earth. You know what I'm saying? But being spiritual is knowing what the Lord wants and what not to eat, what not to touch, or what not to do. You get what I'm saying? The Lord has laws written in our book on how we should be and how we should operate as human beings, right? Go ahead, Officer Rod.
The example would be like when a person says, you know, the only reason I celebrate the world's whole lie days is because of the food.
Right.
Because
Perfect.
you know what I'm saying?
Because of
good food.
Right, the good food, the turkey, the potato pie, the green beans. You know what I'm saying? People will just celebrate Thanksgiving, and you know when the tradition of Thanksgiving is eating the food, right? That's traditionally you have to get you a big meal in order to honor the day of Thanksgiving, and people will honor their bellies more than honoring the Most High. Just because that turkey tastes good doesn't mean you should be eating it on that day. You know what I'm saying? Because that day is the celebration of the murder of God's chosen people, which are Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's a perfect example. Go ahead, officer.
And you know what I'm saying? It was a sister on social media. Briefly made a comment to one of the troopers in the school, and she was like, "Yeah, just do it and don't think about it." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As far as like, you know what I'm saying, it's like just do it and
don't think about it.
She stated that like, you know, verbatim. Just don't think about it. I'm like, good night.
You know what I'm saying? That's an example of, being carnal. You know what I'm saying? Not having no self-control. You know what I'm saying? You have to use your brain power and use the spirit to discern what the Lord wants. You know what I'm saying? Being impulsive and animalistic is what is the reason why we're jammed up today. You know what I'm saying? Living off of instinct. Right? Whatever makes your belly full, whatever gives you an orgasm, or whatever gives you pleasure, these are the things that we gravitate towards. You get what I'm saying? When life is not only about your self gratification. You get what I'm saying? Life is about you being selfless. You know what I'm saying? And not only adhering to your own wants, but adhering to the wants of the Most High and of your people. You know what I'm saying? And of others as well. You get what I'm saying? So we're going to do a little bit of self-reflection, right? We'll jump back to Wisdom of Solomon. And we'll discuss, this carnal nature that we're born with. All right, let's get Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 15.
Khan.
All right, you go ahead.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 15. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul.
Right, and the corruptible body is talking about what? What's the biblical word you can say your corruptible body? What word did they use?
Unrighteous.
When they talk about your body.
Salah.
Go ahead.
Defiled body.
No. When they talk about your body. Go ahead.
Flesh.
Your flesh. Oh. Right? The reason why it used corruptible, because your body does not live forever. You know what I'm saying? It decays after it dies. You know what I'm saying? It could, there's malfunctions that can occur in your body, you know what I'm saying, that can cause you to die. You know what I'm saying? This body that we have does not go on forever, right? But another way of saying body is your flesh, right? So read that part one more time again. Start from the top.
Khan. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 15. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul.
Right, the soul is talking about your spirit. You know what I'm saying? Your corruptible body, meaning your flesh, is in war or in opposition with your spirit. You get what I'm saying? And we are being subdued in today's captivity in America to follow our flesh, right? Our oppressor makes it where he don't have to force us to sin against the Most High. He for sure, damn well makes it appealing. You get what I'm saying? He'll have it where he'll show you certain things and reveal certain things to you, you know what I'm saying, that persuades you to go against the Most High by your carnal desires. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to force us to eat pork, but he makes it look good in the commercials with the pineapple on top of it, with the, you know, the juices leaking on the side of it, or probably on the barbecue pit with the ribs and the seasoning and all that stuff, to where your mouth is watering just by looking at it. You get what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just by looking at it on the fire and on the grill. You know what I'm saying? He try to make it look, well, what is that? Salivated. You know what I'm saying? Your mouth watering, drooling, looking at that ham. You know what I'm saying? He'll make it persuasive enough for you to sin against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And that's the battle that we're faced right now. You know what I'm saying? The battle that you're facing is the battle against yourself. The battle is getting your spirit not to serve the Most High, getting you to follow only your flesh, to follow only your physical desires. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you're only sustained temporarily, right? This is what your oppressor is getting you to do on this earth. You know what I'm saying? And we have to fight against ourselves and our physical desires and our own personal wants in order to serve the Most High, right? Read on.
Come. And the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind that musteth upon many things.
And the earthly tabernacle, meaning what? Your body, right? Your flesh, right? This is a tabernacle, a home for your spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it goes against, or it fights against, all the things that you see on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Your body is carnal by nature, right? Let me get Psalms 51 real quick. Psalms 51 and 5, right? David mentions that as well. You know what I'm saying? What we're reading about right now in Wisdom of Solomon, David mentions the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He mentions something similar. How your body is susceptible to sin. Meaning you're born as, you know, a human, and sometimes, you know, you're persuaded or tempted by your fleshly lust, or by what your body desires, by your stomach rumbling, or by how good something smells, or how good something might have taste. You get what I'm saying? This is the things that you're tempted with because you're, you know, carnal by nature. You're born with this fleshly body, right? Who got that Psalms real quick? You got to go ahead, boy.
The book of Psalms, chapter 51, verse 5. Behold, I was shapen in iniquity.
He was what?
Shapen in iniquity.
What does he mean by that? He was shapen in iniquity. What is iniquity?
Sin.
Right, sin, right? You know what I'm saying? His fleshly body was shapen in iniquity. You know what I'm saying? Meaning when he was born into a human body that is able to be tempted with iniquity. You know what I'm saying? That's able to do wrong against the Most High based upon, you know, human nature, right? Your five senses, you know, your fleshly desires. You know what I'm saying? Any more on that? Go ahead.
And in sin did my mother conceive me.
Right, in sin did his mother conceive it. It is nothing wrong for a man to have sex with a woman. You know, that's not a sin. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong or for a baby to be born out of a woman. Neither did his parents commit adultery. There's no recollection of it in the Bible where, you know, his father may have committed adultery then he was born or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? The sin that it's talking about is the physical body or the physical nature that he was born in. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, Sody.
Also, Jerome behind me, he was on the same, this was maybe last Thursday. He was like, it also represents how they were raised as well as a child. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things that we,
right.
You know what I'm saying? We're raised, or we're shaping in that iniquity. We, you know what I'm saying? The people around us who teach us how to sin against the Most High.
No, that's very true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took time for your oppressor to get you to be this way. You get what I'm saying? Like he programmed you from your birth on up, right? For you to perceive life in a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? And he uses stuff like Christianity, Christmas, and, the whole upbringing of today's society for you not to focus on getting right with the Most High. For you not to focus on building up your nation and being independent. You get what I'm saying? So that's very, very true. You know what I'm saying? The upbringing and all these things, your oppressor is aware of that. He understands how to get control of the human mind. You know what I'm saying? He know how to manipulate your mind and to persuade you to sin against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And he does it through your flesh. You know what I'm saying? Through your body. Right? Let's jump back. Any more on that Psalms? That was it? That's it, sir. All right, let's jump back to Wisdom of Solomon.
Khan. Starting from the top, sir.
Baruch Shah.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 9, verse 15. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind that musteth upon many things.
My fault. You can read that part one more time.
Khan. For the corruptible body presseth down the soul, and the earthly tabernacle weigheth down the mind that musteth upon many things.
Right, that muses upon many things. You know what I'm saying? Like we read in Galatians last week, Galatians chapter 5, right? Your flesh is contrary to your spirit. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that you're warned against, right? You have your flesh that's one way, you have your spirit that's another way. You know what I'm saying? And it's a constant battle that you war against and making sure that you do what's right in the eyes of the Most High. And we brought out scriptures on how our king went through the same thing, right? Before he started his work and went out there and started raising up people and teaching them the truth, he went and fasted for 40 days, right? And during that fast, he was being tempted to go against the Most High, right? And he was able to defeat it by sticking to the words of the Most High, by trusting in the Lord. And even after he overcame that temptation, it did not stop there, right? It continued on with him even until his death, right? When he was about to die, what he said, remove this cup from me, Lord. You know what I'm saying? Nevertheless, not my will, but thine will. I'm paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? He was still being tempted, even up to that time. He still wanted to be like, you know what? I don't even want to die. You know what I'm saying? Because his flesh was trying to, get him not to do what the Lord commissioned him to do. Thinking about the pain and the trauma and also leaving his brothers. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about all those things, you know what I'm saying, got him weak and not wanting to do what the Lord told him to do. But still, yet our king still overcame his own desires even at that point. Still adhere to the words and to the will of the Most High, even unto death, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that you're going to have to constantly deal with throughout your lifetime, right? If you waiting, like in the Christian church, if you're waiting for, things to fall out the sky and for you to get it right, it's not going to happen. Instant gratification is not real. You know what I'm saying? If you want things for you to get right and work on your personal demons or whatever you're dealing with, it's a process. You're going to have to daily fight against your flesh. Every day you're going to have to fight against your flesh. You know what I'm saying? Don't ever get comfortable in thinking that just because you came in the truth is all over. Or just because you learned that you're Israelite, you ain't got to fight your flesh no more. You know what I'm saying? A Christian will tell you that in a hot second. A Christian will tell you they're saved. You know what I'm saying? They're quick to tell you that. I'm saved by the blood of Jesus and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? When the scripture says those that endure to the end shall be saved. Go ahead.
They say my sins are covered.
Right. My sins is covered.
I can do any damn thing that I want.
Right. You know,
they covered.
You know what I'm saying? And these people, they think they're the most righteous people on this earth. You can't tell a Christian nothing. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, they are the most disgusting, the most rudest, the most nastiest people walking on this earth. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to face the fact that they have problems within themselves, that they are selfish, that they only care about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Well, here you're going to be told the truth. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to get right. And the truth is, we all lived a selfish lifestyle. And the reason being is because we followed our flesh. We all followed our own personal desires. And whatever pleased us, this is what we gravitated towards. You know what I'm saying? And Solomon is breaking it down that we should not be that way by letting you know what to look out for. You know what I'm saying? Your earthly tabernacle is what you're fighting against. You know what I'm saying? Your flesh is what you're fighting against, right? You know?
Verse 16. And hardly though we just aright at things that are upon earth.
Right.
And
if you leave it up to human nature, you're just gonna just do whatever pleases the body. Right? You're gonna live like how an animal lives. You know what I'm saying? If you leave it up to yourself, you're not gonna get things right. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord decided what is right for man. And he decided what is right for so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Right? Read on.
And with labor, though we find the things that are before us, but the things that are in heaven, who have searched out, and thy counsel, who hath known, except thou give wisdom and send thy Holy Spirit from above.
Right. This is how we get that understanding. This is how we know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? By keeping the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? But not following our flesh, not following our lust and our own personal desires. You know what I'm saying? Not being selfish, not only thinking about yourself. By following the law, statute, commandments, this is how you war against your flesh. This is how you please the Most High. This is how you get wisdom. Is by serving the Most High. He's the one, is the author of all wisdom. He created everything. You know what I'm saying? He knows what you desire. He knows what your body wants. You know what I'm saying? And he also knows what's good and bad for your body. You know what I'm saying? He knows what could destroy you if you live this lifestyle. So he created laws to make sure that you don't fall into that lifestyle so you don't be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? This is why the Lord gave us these laws and gave us these records. You know what I'm saying? So we can fight against our flesh. And that's the only way you can become spiritual. By serving the Most High, by keeping the law, statute, commandments. Not by running rocks. You know what I'm saying? Not by knowing the horoscope and knowing your zodiac sign. Not by burning 100 incense a day, burning sage and all of that. That's not what spirituality is. You know what I'm saying? That is nothing but carnality. You know what I'm saying? It's just a ritual you're doing. But what is your action show? Right? What is your action display about yourself? You can burn all the sage you want. You know what I'm saying? That bad energy is not going to leave your house. You know why? Because that bad energy is in you. You're the reason why things are bad in that crib. You know what I'm saying? Until you realize that you have to get yourself together, you know what I'm saying, that you have to change yourself and not only satisfy your flesh, but things will continue to be bad. The only way things are going to get right if you serve the Most High. Because this is what spirituality comes from, right? Right, so you can drop that. And let me get Ecclesiasticus 17:1. All right, so last week we spoke more general, you know what I'm saying, on, you know, when it comes to your flesh, right? This week I want to go into more specific on what you should war against or what you should fight against when it comes concerning your flesh. All right, but first I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, let you know about your carnal body. You know what I'm saying? About your fleshly body that your spirit wars against, right? Whoever got that, you can go ahead and read.
Khan. Is this 17:1, right, sir?
Khan, Baba Kashar.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 17, verse 1. The Lord created man of the earth.
Right, created man of the earth. Right, read on.
And turned him into it again.
Right, when you die, you get buried back into the ground. Right? Read on.
He gave them few days and a short time, and power also over the things therein.
He gave us a few days, right? Most of us, probably live up to 100, live up to 80 years old, live up to 70. You know what I'm saying? That is, a few days compared to eternity, right? That's a few compared to how long the Most High been existing, which is forever, right? We just have but a few days, but within these few days, he gave us these records and gave us these laws so we can have dominion and power on this earth, right? Read on.
Come on. Verse 3. He endured them with strength by themselves and made them according to his image.
And made them according to his image. What does that mean? What does it mean when he made them according to his image? All right, read that verse one more time for me.
Verse 3. He endued them with strength by themselves and made them according to his image.
Right. He formed us, created us, and how he desired. You know what I'm saying? But what does it mean when he made us according to his image?
Salakia, if I may.
Go ahead.
He shaped them up how he wanted man to live, as far as being the father, as a father would do to his child, shape him up how he wants them to live according to his rules.
I'll give you that. That's correct. You know what I'm saying? Get it, brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gave us the ability to keep the law, right? To live how he want us to live. You know what I'm saying? That's what it means when he made us in his image. It's not necessarily talking about the physical attributes of the eyes and the ears and the nose and all that stuff, but meaning he made us in his image by creating us and giving us the ability to keep the law, statute, commandments. Like, the breath of life that he gave Adam was the laws and the records that's written in this book. You know what I'm saying? So that way he can have rulership over the whole earth. Right? He created man in his image to keep his laws, to have that ability. Right? Read on.
Come. Verse 4. And put the fear of man upon all flesh, and gave him domain over beasts and fowls.
Right. Read on.
They received the us of the 5 operations of the Lord, and the 6th place he imparted them understanding.
Right. So the 5 operations of the Lord, which will be what? Right. When he created man, he gave him the basic things or tools for discernment, which will be what? Go ahead, get down. Help me out, Rod.
If I'm mistaken, what is it? Sight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure about all of them, but it's the ability to see, to, I think it was touch or feel.
Mm-hmm. Y'all can hear Officer Rod? I don't know.
I think it's somewhere else.
Just a little low, but
yeah, it explains it further down. But
what sight, sound? What is it? Sight, sound, taste, touch.
Yeah, what they call the 5 senses. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that the Lord created for us. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that comes with your carnal body, what they call human nature. You know what I'm saying? But he didn't just do that with just every man. There was a particular man he gave extra unto. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
Come on. They received the us of the 5 senses. Salakia. They received the us of the 5 operations of the Lord. And in the 6th place, he imparted them understanding.
He gave them what?
Imparted them understanding.
Right. He also blessed man with understanding. Right. He blessed them, talking about Adam, on what he should do and how he should live on this earth, what he should eat and what he should not eat. You know what I'm saying? Because while everybody else was eating their uncle eating food out of their uncle's skull, you know what I'm saying? Or everybody was hitting each other, hitting their woman over the head with a wooden club and raping her to marry her. You get what I'm saying? And living like an animal on this earth. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave Adam wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Gave him the law, statute, and commandments to know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? He gave him that understanding. You know what I'm saying? Not to live like an animal does. Not to only live based off of your flesh, but also live through the spirit, which is the most high law, statute, commandments, right? Read on.
Come on. And in the seventh speech, an interpreter of the congregations, therefore,
thereof. Right?
thereof.
Yeah, he gave them the understanding, you know what I'm saying, and how to interpret those certain things. What do these things mean, right? While Adam was looking at the constellations, the Most High was giving them that understanding, right? And this is what he was able to understand and what to do on this earth. He understood that and passed it down to his sons, and his sons passed it down to their sons, and did so forth and so on. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave that to a specific bloodline, right? Read on.
Come on. Verse 6. Counsel, conceal, and a tongue, and eyes, ears, and a heart gave he them to understand.
Right. This is what the Lord gave us to understand. You know what I'm saying? And the last one that it mentions the heart, right? When it says the heart, what is that talking about?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
The heart in this context mean your brain, your mind.
Your mind. Right. That's what it's talking about. Your mind, your brain. You know what I'm saying? This is where your thoughts come from. Right? When it says heart, it's simply talking about your mind. Right? Because your heart is really just an organ that pumps blood throughout your body. Right? But depending on the context of the Bible, when it mentions the word heart, it's simply talking about your mind. You know what I'm saying? The Lord gave us understanding of what to do. And these are the things that we have to control in our mind. Right? So when we talk about our flesh, the two things specifically I want to touch on today is making sure that you gain control of your mind, you know what I'm saying? And also gain control of your tongue, the words that come out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like what the saying says, you cut off the head and then the whole body dies. You know, that's the saying that people says, right? The head is the head of the operation. You know what I'm saying? It's your mind that tells you when your arm to move. It's your mind that tells you when to walk and when not to walk. You get what I'm saying? So if you control your mind and control the thoughts that run through your head, guess what? You can control the rest of your body. You get what I'm saying? So drop that. Let's get Jeremiah 17:9. Shalom, Yabushka. What's going on, boy?
Ain't nothing much. I don't know what's going on with you.
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, well, most high in Christ, man. Good to have you here. You know what I'm saying? Damn right, man. Somebody said Salakia.
Salakia, so you
Nah,
said
damn
Jeremiah
right.
17:9.
About to try Jeremiah 17:9.
I have it.
All right, you go ahead.
The
If
book
I may,
of Jeremiah.
if I may, real quick, Officer Shakar, anything you want to add in, in this, want to say in Spanish, you know what I'm saying, translate whatever, anything you want to add, you can go ahead and get down with it. Yeah. And that's for y'all brothers as well, y'all saying Trooper Kanap and but yeah, anything y'all want to add, man. Well, get down,
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 17, verse 9. Can you hear me, sir?
I hear you just my word.
The heart is deceitful.
The what?
The heart is deceitful.
Like we mentioned before, when it mentions the heart, what is that talking about?
Salakia. It's talking about your mind.
Your mind. Meaning your mind can deceive you. You can have thoughts in your mind that can be contrary to the ways of the Most High, because your brain is part of your flesh. And everything that comes to your head is not golden. Everything that comes to your head is not something that's, righteous and substantial in the eyes of the Most High. Sometimes it can be deceitful thoughts. And those thoughts you have to try to filter out. You know what I'm saying? That you have to get out of your mind, make sure that it's aligned with the ways of the Most High. Because a lot of people are being deceived because their minds has been manipulated by our oppressor. A lot of people think Christmas is Jesus Christ's birthday. And in their mind, they believe that 110%. And they're willing to fight tooth and nail to say that Jesus Christ was born on December 25th. A lot of people's minds has been corrupted in thinking, that pork is the other white meat. You know what I'm saying? That celebrating birthdays is nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind has been corrupted. It can deceive you. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest deceiver of them all, which is our oppressor, the so-called white man, has placed those things in your mind. And you think them to be true. You know what I'm saying? You think it's true to celebrate Christmas. That is righteous to celebrate Christmas. You think it's right to only care about yourself and, care about your riches and stunting on your brothers and sisters, man. You think it's good to pride yourself, you know what I'm saying, and puff yourself up and to look down on your brothers and sisters. When your oppressor, like Officer Rod mentioned earlier today, your oppressor pushes and programmed you to believe that starting from your childhood on up, everything that you think is right on this earth right now in this society is a lie according to God. You have to start brand new and kill the old man, kill your flesh in order to get the truth, man. You know what I'm saying? Because everything you've been taught is a deception and a lie. Right? Start from the top one more time. You want to say something else, Shagar? Or you was just
Nah, so nothing right now. So.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Salak. My bad. You go ahead,
The heart is deceitful
Mm-hmm.
above all things
Above all things. Read on.
and desperately wicked.
That's pretty wicked, man. Your mind can get you in some bad situations, man. Because of the thoughts and the pride in your mind can get you jammed up. Being impulsive, following your flesh, or following your own desires can get you jammed up. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand that your thoughts can also deceive you. Don't trust in your own thoughts. Don't trust on the things that only make you feel good. On the things that you only agree with. Right? Like a Christian love to do. They'll read the laws of the Most High, but they only adhere to the ones that they agree with. The ones that's convenient to them. That makes them feel happy while doing it. You know what I'm saying? Everything else, they can do away with it. You're right. They disregard everything else. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
So what you're saying is heavy, you know what I'm saying? Because like when you mention Christmas and all that, like it truly does destroy your mind, you know what I'm saying? The scriptures say, that the gift destroys the heart, you know what I'm saying? Like your mind is completely destroyed after that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it makes you wicked. Like all these people that do all these wicked things for a Christmas present, like I was reading an article the other day that in the 90s, a brother was convicted to 240 something years in prison as a 16-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Because he committed a burglary. Committed a burglary, to try and get some Christmas presents. You know what I'm saying? And now he's facing 240 something years in prison. Now his heart, his mind was thinking wickedly. It's completely destroyed all just these damn Christmas presents. It's a lot.
God. Damn, that's heavy, man. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? The brother destroyed because he followed the mind that his oppressor put in him. You know what I'm saying? He followed that thought of celebrating Christmas. He said, Salaki,
I said Khan.
Oh, okay, Khan. You know what I'm saying? Now the brother's destroyed. And that's very unfortunate, man, because that goes on every Christmas season. KJ Designer said, what verse we on? Are we on Jeremiah 17:9, sis? Jeremiah 17:9. You know what I'm saying? That goes on every holiday season, man. Like the brother who just murdered his ex-wife and his ex-girlfriend and videotaped himself on Facebook Live. Y'all seen that? You know what I'm saying? The brother talking about on live, explaining how he just murdered his ex-girlfriend because, she trying to take a kid away from him. And now he's about to murder his ex-wife because she's accusing him of molesting his children. And then in the midst of him explaining how he's depressed and it's the holiday season, his wife steps out the house. You know what I'm saying? He bumped inside the crib and said, "Today's your day." And boom, the feed cuts off. You know what I'm saying? That's the spirit of Christmas, man. You know what I'm saying? Following after your flesh, following after your mind will get you in that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Your emotions is and the adrenaline, through your flesh is so amped up that you really to act on those actions, man. Rather than sitting back and collecting your thoughts, making sure that is right with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because your mind can deceive you, man. It can get you amped up, right? So you want to make sure that you do right in the sight of the Most High, right? Let's continue on. Trooper Canuck.
Come. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Who can know it?
Read on.
I, the Most High, search the heart.
Right. He searches out your mind. He knows your thoughts. Right. Read on.
I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways,
and
according to the fruit of his doing.
Right. You know what I'm saying? This is what the Lord is searching for. Right? Because it first starts in your mind. Like our King Yahushua said, if you even look at another sister, you know what I'm saying, that belongs to another man, guess what? You committed adultery already. Even though you didn't even physically touch her. But yet in your mind, you're thinking about sleeping with the sister. You get what I'm saying? In your mind, it's already premeditated. Because eventually you're going to meditate it on for so long, eventually it's going to turn into action. Eventually you're going to start to act on what you're thinking. You get what I'm saying? So the Lord knows your thoughts. So you got to make sure that even your thoughts are right with the Most High, that your mind is right with the Most High. You want to be focused on serving him and not serving your flesh, and not serving Christmas, and not serving Halloween and Thanksgiving, and not serving the Christian God. Your mind has to be focusing on serving the Most High. You have to constantly occupy yourself with his scriptures, with doing the word of the Lord. So that way you're not distracted by the nonsense that's going on in this world, because it's all a distraction. It all is. You know what I'm saying? It might be entertaining to watch it. Listen, we watch a little here shows and there, see a little tournament here and there. You know what I'm saying? But some people can be so consumed by it that they give their all into that lifestyle, into that life. You know what I'm saying? They die hard Cowboy fans more than they are die hard of keeping the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Because you're distracted and your mind is going somewhere else. Focus on doing what's right in the Lord. And guess what? We'll get out of this oppression. You know what I'm saying? That way we can really be brothers and sisters to each other. And not only think about ourselves, man. Right? So let's drop that. Let's get Ecclesiasticus 5:2.
Come. You said Ecclesiasticus?
5:2.
Okay. You want me to start, sir? Somebody.
Get down with it.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 5, verse 2. Follow not thy own mind.
Do what?
Follow not thy own mind.
Follow not your own mind, man. You know what I'm saying? And some people will say, well, I have freedom of choice. I can do what I want to do. Here's the catch to it. You know what I'm saying? And here's the truth to it. Rather than a catch. Here's the truth to it. Yeah, you can feel like you can do whatever you want to do. But here's the thing, there's consequences to everything that you do on this earth. Whatever you feel like doing, you better prepare yourself for the consequences that come behind it. So you can follow your mind and think you can, eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. Well, guess what? There's consequences behind it. You can follow your mind and be a homosexual. Well, guess what? There's consequences behind it. You can follow your mind and try to celebrate Christmas and try to celebrate these other gods. Well, guess what? There's consequences behind it as well. You know what I'm saying? You want to fight those selfish desires and not follow your mind so you don't become destroyed, man. Because your mind can be manipulated. And that's what your oppressor's been doing for 400 years, man. That's what he's been doing with the Christian church. Corrupting your mind to go against the Most High. Right, read on.
And thy strength to walk in the ways of thy heart. And say not, who shall control me for my work? For the Lord shall surely revenge thy pride.
Right. Like I just said, whatever you do, there is consequences behind it. You know what I'm saying? You want to humble yourself in the eyes of the Most High and realize you are flesh. And you don't know right from wrong. You know what I'm saying? You want to understand that, you know what? Without these laws, statute, commandments of the Most High, I'm no different from a dog. I'm no different from any beast that walks around in the streets. You know what I'm saying? An alley cat or whatever. So in order to bring structure into your life and for you to be more than just an animal or just a dog, you need the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? So he gave you these laws, statute, commandments so you can control yourself, so you can control your mind. Go ahead, Officer Rob.
That's the main, some people will listen and be like, are you going too far saying you're a dog or you're an animal? You got to think about it. That's why he set a law against bestiality. He had to tell a man and a woman, don't sleep with an animal.
Right.
He had to set a law to say, don't sleep with an animal.
God. And the reason being,
because without his laws, you are an animal.
Right.
And you understand that.
That's heavy. That's heavy, Warrior, because people was doing exactly that.
Exactly.
And they still doing it today.
Real life.
Real life. You know what I'm saying? Laying down with a sheep. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they laying down with. You know what I'm saying? This is what, they doing out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And in their mind, they're perfectly fine with it. You know what I'm saying? In their mind, they don't see nothing wrong with sleeping with this sheep, or sleeping with this cow, or sleeping with whatever they sleeping with. You know what I'm saying? Even how our oppressors try to justify pedophiles. You know what I'm saying? And make it seem like it's like this is just how they think. They don't really understand there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? When that is coming from your mind being corrupted, man, thinking that it's acceptable to do. You know what I'm saying? When there's consequences behind everything you do. Somebody said, Salaki.
Sir, if I may, I have a precept.
Oh, man, kick it in Spanish for me, man. Go ahead, kick it in Spanish for my, my Spanish-speaking brothers and sisters on here, man. Go get that, boy.
Yeah, it's a precept, exactly to what you said, you know what I'm saying, if I may.
Get down.
It's the book of Revelation, chapter 22 and verse 14. It says, blessed are they that do his commandments. They may have right to the tree of life and may enter into the gates into the city. Verse 15. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters and whosoever loveth and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. So kind of you said, so like without the laws, you're all these things, including an animal and a sorcerer, and you're a whore, and you're a murderer. You have no direction in life, and you're just a primitive beast. You know what I mean?
God, God, damn right. Damn right, man. If you could translate that in Spanish for one time, you know what I'm saying? If you able to.
Caro Khan. Entonces, tú me entiendes, así dice la Biblia, tú me entiendes, que son bendecidos, eso es lo que hacen los mandamientos del Señor, ¿me entiendes? Dice la Biblia que sin los mandamientos del Señor, tú eres como un perro, tú me entiendes, eres un brujo, eres una puta, tú me entiendes, eres un asesino, tú me entiendes, tú no tienes dirección en la vida para nada, tú eres igualito como una bestia que camina en la tierra. Y sin embargo, así mismo dice en la Biblia, todas las otras naciones que no tienen las leyes del Señor son bestias. Entonces, si tú eres un israelita sin los mandamientos, eres igual una bestia.
Damn right, man. Damn right. Well, you know, that's a perfect precept, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're not following the laws of the Most High, you're living primitive. You're living carnal and fleshly, just like an animal does. You know what I'm saying? You think an animal has the understanding of, what they're going to wear every day? They're just a beast. They live instinctively. You know what I'm saying? You can walk down the street and see two dogs humping right there in the middle of the road. You think they're conscious of what they're doing? They're just animals trying to, enjoy themselves right there in the middle of the road. And guess what? There is humans that live just like that. That's going to have sex right there in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Picking up prostitutes and having sex right there. Just like a dog does. You know Get down, boy.
Esau, he promotes pornography. That's pretty much the same damn thing.
Right. God. You know what I'm saying? That's the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? Your oppressor is carnal by nature. He's not spiritual. He wasn't given these laws, statute, commandments. These laws, statute, commandments was passed down to a specific bloodline, carried on to the children of Israel, which is so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? And the Lord commanded us that we do not live like him, that we separate and not only fall weak to our human nature, but overcome it and become righteous, you know what I'm saying, and serving the Most High. So that way we don't have to be destroyed. That way we don't have to go into slavery. That way we shouldn't have to pick cotton for 400 years. You know what I'm saying? Our people shouldn't have to be oppressed if we follow the law, statute, commandments of the Most High and not our flesh. If we didn't sleep with other nations, if we didn't sin against the Most High by eating pork, crab, and shrimp and lobster, by serving other gods, just because you get a present out of it, because you get a gift out of it, you're going to serve another God. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why we're destroyed today. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of self-reflection that needs to go on in order for us to get right. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to say, to point the finger at somebody else, you know what I'm saying, and talk how bad they are, you know what I'm saying, to an ex-Black man or Hispanic man or indigenous man, you know what I'm saying? But you Christians, y'all need to look at yourselves in the mirror, man, and realize how selfish you become, you know what I'm saying, and the lack of integrity that you show by selling yourself for these wicked holidays, man. By selling yourself just for your self-pleasure, man. Just so you can get high for orgasm, for whatever you seeking on this earth, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to maintain your integrity in order to please the Most High. You have to stand strong like a man and keep his commandments in order to be saved and receive salvation. Somebody says, Salaki.
Khan, sir. What you're saying is so heavy because, the Christians walk around here like they the most wisest people on the face of this earth. Well, a person is just dumb and stupid. And if I may, can I just bring this precept out?
Get down. Good. Get down.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians 3, and I'm going to just do 20. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain.
Perfect precept. You know what I'm saying? The thoughts of the wise. Any more in that?
Khan, I could start from 17 and take it all the way down.
What verse you was just reading right
now? That was just 20. It was just the meat of the what I was trying to prove of the point.
Okay, Khan. Yeah, that's a perfect precept. Start me 2 verses of that. Good.
Khan. This is 1 Corinthians 3, verse 18. Let no man deceive himself. If any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool, that he may be wise.
What is that talking about? What does that mean? Somebody help me out. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people are deceiving themselves in this world, man. You mean in this society that we live in it? What does that mean? Somebody help me
out.
Okay, I'll get off your car shot, and then I got you off the good dad.
Okay, it's like saying, it's like, it's like coming into the truth, like, let's say, you was somebody that, you believed you knew everything. You got to humble yourself and realize that you didn't know anything. You were actually stupid. You know what I'm saying? And then you could actually begin to learn something.
That's basically what it's talking about, right? Because people pride themselves on the wisdom of this world, meaning the fact that they have a degree, they think they wise. You know what I'm saying? Or they're righteous in the eyes of the Most High, or they understand science, that they're righteous in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? What the Lord is saying, that everything that you're learning in here in today's society, you know what I'm saying, does not make you wise, does not make you righteous. You know what I'm saying? Understanding the law, statute, commandments is what makes you righteous. You know what I'm saying? Because you can have those degrees, you know what I'm saying? You can have all that wealth and still, be destroyed on the inside. You got cats like Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein and all these rich devils sleeping with little boys and girls, man. You know what I'm saying? They sleeping with children. And these are wealthy Edomites. With all that wealth, you can't find you a full-grown woman.
So like you sir.
Because that's not what gives you wisdom, man. That's not what gives you righteousness. Go ahead, Trooper Canuck.
Two things, if I may. What the Lord has made crooked can nobody make straight. They don't want no woman. They want to be dominant. You know what I'm saying? They want to be like Salaki, sir.
Carnal, God. Nah, I was just saying they want to be carnal. Right.
God. And I have a scripture just to back up what you were saying. You know what I'm saying? The lamb back off of what you were saying. It's right over in the next chapter of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 2. If I may, sir. Salaki.
Get down.
It say, extol not thyself in thy own counsel of thine own heart. That thy soul be not torn in pieces as a bull straying along.
You know what I'm saying? Like bulls with those horns on their head. You know what I'm saying? If that bull run into you, you're going to be shredded up in pieces, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you exalt yourself in your mind and believe in your own hype, you can cause yourself to be destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? The pride of this world is what's, deceiving people. The pride of America. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get, a scripture on that too. That's a perfect precept, man. You know what I'm saying? You believe in your own hype in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Trooper Canuck.
Oh, so sorry, man, because just like what you're saying, like that's heavy because I was having a conversation with somebody today. And I said, me coming in, I was self-learned, self-taught. And that is the wrong way to be because ain't nobody there to tell you that you're wrong and you don't know what you're talking about and what you're saying is not correct. Like you gonna think that you're right in everything that you're saying and everything that you doing. Like me being self-taught was telling sisters that they couldn't wear pants. You know what I'm saying? Before I came into the truth, like being self-taught is also destructive to yourself, just like you being in the church. You need to get up under people that know what they talking about. Get up under the Isupk and men that done studied this book and done, you know what I'm saying, did their research and know what they're talking about in order for you to even think you know something because you know nothing.
Right. So right, man. That's exactly right, man. Any other profession on this earth, you have to be taught it. You have to be certified, have your certificate, do 4 years of college in order for you to practice in it. But the only profession that everybody feels that they can have the right to do without anybody teaching is being a priest and prophet of the Lord or reading this Bible. Everybody thinks they can pick up the book and read it for themselves and think they can go out and, teach other people. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that myself, you know what I'm saying, before I came into the Isupk, you know what I'm saying, which is the home of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to be taught how to be a prophet and how to be a priest. You know what I'm saying? This is a profession like any other profession. You know what I'm saying? Let you go out and set up your own medical practice. Your ass will get fined and they will shut down your business. You dig what I'm saying? There was a brother out there that did that twice, if y'all remember that story. You know what I'm saying? He went out and set up his own medical practice. They shut it down. He did it again. They shut it down the second time. You know why? Because he's not certified. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go through the teachings and the studies like a doctor is supposed to. Well, guess what? If you didn't go through the teaching and the studies of the Isupk and who the Lord chose, guess what? You're not certified to teach His Bible, man. No matter what wisdom you think you got in your brain, all that is just pride, and you have to let that go so you can become wise again. Right? You was gonna say something, Oscar?
Claro, it's heavy. The metaphor that you just made. About the brother being a medical doctor, and being a priest prophet. Like both of them is like, if you're not certified and you don't know what the hell you're talking about, you both in both fields, you will kill the patient you're working on. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right. Damn right.
You say the wrong thing, just like you might slit that guy's jugular by accident. You know what I'm saying? He'll die the same.
Damn right. If you could kick that in Spanish as well, too, Baba Kashad, what you just said.
Claro, Khan, lo que el oficial dijo, tú me entiendes, es algo bien, tú sabes, fuerte, porque en las dos oficinas, tú me entiendes, sea un doctor, tú me entiendes, o un sacerdote, tú me entiendes, tú tienes que estar certificado oficialmente, porque en cada dos oficinas, en cada dos trabajos, si tú dices algo mal o haces algo mal, tú puedes matar la persona que tú estás tratando de ayudar. ¿Me entiendes? Es bien importante que tú estés certificado en lo que tú estás haciendo si tú eres un sacerdote, porque la vida de una persona está en tu mano.
Nah, damn right. So the water, you know what I'm saying? Damn right. You know what I'm saying? Your brother been out some heavy points. You know what I'm saying? You was gonna say something else around my back.
No, sir. I was just saying, you know what I'm saying? The same holds true for the truth.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? The brother was just saying, you know what I'm saying, being a medical professional field, and if you don't know what you're doing, you haven't been trained to do so, you could kill the patient. You know what I'm saying? The same thing holds true for you mislead a brother because you don't know what you're teaching. You haven't been trained. You know what I'm saying? Strictly trained. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna lead that brother and sister into death.
Right. That's exactly right. You know what I'm saying? Like everything we're taught here in the school, we don't teach it if we're, you know what I'm saying, if we're not taught. You know what I'm saying? Like we live by that protocol and by that rule. You know what I'm saying? Never teach nothing you've never been taught. You know what I'm saying? And that's very true. Go ahead and Oscar, my bad.
Lucky, so if I could just go, just piggyback again off where I said, like, what we say, is not just, some crap we speaking. Like this, there is proof, and it has happened. Like the purple cats, you know what I'm saying? They say that Hamites could be saved, and they could be part of, the congregation. And we saw exactly what happened when they let that damn, ham sandwich akakamule, be all up in their congregation. That sister Joy Morgan died, probably got 8, and her family never got justice for it. And somebody died because of the crap they were speaking.
Damn right. God, damn right, man. That's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And the common one that we can, relate to as well, the Christian church. You know what I'm saying? Your pastor will make a sermon right then and there. You know what I'm saying? You read one scripture and just make it all up as he goes. You know what I'm saying? And then he'll somehow make it about you being rich tomorrow. Or somehow he'll make it about making sure you pay your tithes by the end of the service. You know what I'm saying? No matter what he's bringing out. You know what I'm saying? Like everything we speak on in this Bible, we speak on in this class comes from the Bible. You know what I'm saying? We telling you what to look out for. You know what I'm saying? How to fight against yourself, man, and not to adhere to those things that's going to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? Like your mind. Right? So y'all brothers is exactly right. You want to say something else, Sarah? Kind of. Finish up with that precept, but yeah.
sir. It's the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 3, verse 19. Or you want me to start from the 18 and work down again?
Wherever you left off.
Verse 19. For the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. For it is written, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And again, the Lord knoweth the thoughts of the wise, that they are vain.
Right, man. You know what I'm saying? You puffed up in pride and thinking what you're doing is right. You think that, you're going to listen to like Dr. Sebi and get rid of cancer. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, man, that brother, Nick Cannon, which is a brother, had to see the bad results of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Where his son just passed away from cancer, not because he was given chemo, but he neglected his son chemo so we can give him herbal and Dr. Sebi herbs and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that brother has to live with that regret for the rest of his life, man. You know what I'm saying? The wisdom of this world can blind you, man. It may sound good, or you might feel good when you hear it, or when you think about it. You know what I'm saying? But if it's not right according to the ways of the Most High, if it didn't come from the counsel of the men of the Lord, man, you should not do it. You know what I'm saying? You should make sure that it is right before you jump the gun. Don't just jump the gun out there, man, because your mind can't deceive you, man. You can pride yourself in thinking that you know it all, that you're something, that you're the Holy Spirit, that you're, the high priest or some, whatever title you place on yourself. And you're going to find yourself in a messed up situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Who is your dreams only? I don't know what that.
Sir.
Go ahead.
What you saying is heavy because about a couple weeks ago at camp in DC, we had this young brother come up to us, and he was a little bit off or something, but he was telling us that he was self-taught and all this stuff, and he was telling us how he was out and trying to teach people, and he got beat up and robbed. And people don't understand this type of work that we do when we say we put our life on the line. This is some dangerous work.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just do this and be self-taught. You can't go on YouTube and think you're going to learn. It's protocols behind all this stuff.
Yeah.
And that's all I want to say.
That's exactly right, man. And that's biblical. You know what I'm saying?
Salakia, sir.
Yeah,
Hey, I'm looking for it, man. That's my favorite script. I was looking for it. I'm not quite on it, but I was looking for it, man. Good night. What they say? Paul, we know. Peter, we know, but they don't. We don't know. And they beat that man out his clothes.
Hey, God. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's in Corinthians or in Acts, right, sir? Salakia.
Yeah, that's an Acts. That's an Acts. I think 19 and 13. God. You should pull it up, man. Oh man, do we got time?
I got it.
You got it, Acts 19? Go ahead and pull it up, man. Go ahead, get that.
And they did it twice to him, though. That's the bad part.
Let's go ahead. Let's get started.
You said Acts 19 and
is it 13 and 19 or 19 and 13? One of those. Check 19 and 13.
Acts 19 and 13.
19 and 13? Okay,
yeah,
go on.
I got it.
All right, you go
ahead. It's like in the book of Acts, chapter 19, verse 13. Then certain of the vagabond Jews, exorcists, took upon them to call over them which had evil spirits the name of the Lord Yahushua, saying, we adjure you by Yahushua whom Paul preaches.
Mm-hmm. These cats
And
was
there were
puffed up. Like they was full of themselves, man. You know what I'm saying? They following the thoughts of their mind. They felt like they could do the same thing that Paul was doing. Same thing that Yahushua and all the apostles was doing. That they can go out there and raise brothers and cast out demons and do the work of the Lord and not be a part of the body of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Not be in the same, congregation or school as the men that the Lord appointed to be over Israel. You know what I'm saying? So they took it upon themselves, upon their own mind, to go and hit the streets. Right? Read on.
on concert, verse 14. And there were 7 sons of one Sceva, did I say it right? Sceva, a Jew and chief of the priests, which did so. And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know.
So this
And
is the response that they gave back to these men, right? So these men is hitting the streets, they can do all, and the response that they get back came from the evil spirit. Now, what does that mean that the evil spirit said, Paul, I do know. You know what I'm saying? Peter, you know what I'm saying? Yahushua, I do know, but who are you? What is that talking about? Did that mean an actual demon came out, with a red a horn, all black, and with a deep voice? You know what I'm saying? What does that mean?
Lock you.
Go ahead.
In this context, we talk about somebody that's in the world, and real recognized real, I guess you could say, for lack of better words, but somebody in the world saying like, look, I know these brothers, they with the Lord is with them, but you, who are you, nigga?
Right, like it's the people that's saying that because the evil spirit is in them. You get what I'm saying? Like this is them saying the people that they're trying to cast the demon out of is saying that to them. You get what I'm saying? They saying this. It's not some separate entity that's saying this. It's the people saying this to them. You know what I'm saying? And like Banyoyo said, they checking them. Like, I don't know you, bro. You kind of, come around here and thinking what you're doing is all great and dandy. But nigga, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? You don't have the same authority as Paul and Yahushua. You know what I'm saying? So continue on. Oh, go ahead.
Con, sir.
All right.
And the evil spirit answered and said, Yahushua I know, and Paul I know, but who are ye? And the man in whom the evil spirit was leapt on them.
What'd they do?
And overcame them.
They did what?
And the man in whom the evil spirit was leaped on them and overcame them.
What
and
does that
prevailed
mean?
against them.
What does that mean? Did that mean that demon that was in them just transformed?
Salaki.
It went into their soul like a movie. Go ahead, Trooper Canut.
That mean that he took ground on their behind. Like he got busy. Like he was like, nigga, I don't know you right here coming trying to lay hands on me and telling me to do this and do that, pushing my head back like how they do in them churches. And he was like, he wasn't having it. He got down. He got busy.
God, he ended up getting his ass beat, man. Those cats end up getting their ass beat, thinking they can do what Yahushua do. They can do what Paul does without being certified, without being taught, without going through the protocol and learning from the men of the Lord. They took it upon themselves to go out there and found themselves in danger, man. Getting their ass beat, you know what I'm saying? Because they didn't really take the proper protocol. They didn't really take the time to learn under those men, like Yahushua and Paul and all the 12 apostles, man. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just do this job thinking it's all fine and dandy. Not only you gonna hurt those brothers and sisters that you think you're helping, but you also can put yourself in danger as well, man. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't know what you're doing. If you're going out there trying to, talk down on black people like you the black KKK, you know what I'm saying? And, accuse black people and not mention the oppressor once, talking about you gonna snitch and do all these things, and if somebody gave you money, you will turn them in. That's what you deserve your ass beat, man. You deserve somebody to knock you aside your head, man. Because have black people been through enough? Not only is our oppressors weighing down on us, here you come talking about you got the word of God, talking about you sent here from God, but yet you also put down on us as well, man. You know what I'm saying? How people ain't having that, man. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna treat God's people with respect, or else you're gonna face the consequences, man. Why not just humble yourself and realize that you have to learn from somebody in order to do this work? Humble yourself and realize you don't know nothing at all. Everything that you've been taught was all about your own selfishness. Well, learn how to be selfless. And guess what? Now you can go out and do this work. Right? If I could, before I get you off the ride, the sister wrote, I need, what she said, I need to share this with a gentleman who comes into my job. He is self-taught and lost. Most High in Christ. Yeah, Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? We was all lost at one point. You know what I'm saying? At one point, we was probably self-taught as well. You know what I'm saying? Well, this is where you're going to get the truth and get yourself right so you can really be taught how to serve the Most High. Right? Go ahead, also, Rob.
Concerning the scriptures we just read about them brothers getting beat down, you know what I'm saying, for trying to do the work of the Most High, you know what I'm saying, without having that stamp of approval. You remember when so-called pastor Marvin Winans, did you hear about that? He was a pastor up in Detroit. You know Winans, right?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Salagi, they whooped his ass at a neighborhood gas station, like across the street from his church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I got that.
Yeah, bring that. Yeah, bring it up.
So, the scriptures that was over like, a little bit under 2,000 years ago. This was an old article, but it happened. You know what I'm saying? This was in Detroit. It says, Pastor Marvin Winans' SUV remains missing as of Thursday morning, and so do the men who punched, kicked, and robbed the famous hospital.
Listen, I don't wish harm on black people to commit harm against another black person. But guess what, man? You got to understand that our people is not going to take this abuse for too long, man. You know what I'm saying? These are the repercussions of your actions. Like we mentioned that before. Whatever you do, there's a consequence behind it, man. And you have to be real peculiar how you treat God's chosen people, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to bring out a couple of key points about the brother where he was at. I'm from Detroit, and I know the neighborhoods. Okay? So he was at a gas station on an intersection called Linwood and Davidson.
Okay.
And you know what I'm saying? That's the hood. You don't just be up there, you know what I'm saying, slipping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You make to pay attention to your surroundings. It says Winans was pumping gas Wednesday afternoon at a Detroit Citgo station on the corner of Linwood and Davidson when at least two men ambushed him. The carjackers took his deep purple Infiniti QX56 SUV.
Why is Infiniti? Why was it purple, man? Damn.
A deep purple Infiniti.
Good night.
QX56 SUV, a couple $100.
There you go, right there.
And his watch. Now, I want to go down a little bit further.
There you go, right there.
Pertaining to the scripture, right? I want to go a little bit further where they say, Pastor Winans said he felt something was wrong when he came out of the gas station's convenience store. He said several men followed him out and assaulted him while he was pumping gas. They robbed him, punched him, and even ripped off his pants.
Hey, listen, you can't tell me the Bible ain't real. Come on, man. God, we just read that right now. And here we have the same story.
Same exact.
2,000 years
like
in present. 2,000 years in present time.
You know what I'm saying?
God.
This was a few years ago, but it's relevant.
It's right. Listen, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, what we're saying is not just to demean you, black man, Hispanic man. We're trying to save your goddamn life. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Salaki, if I may.
God, I got you 1 second, Ward. You know what I'm saying? Like, get out of that Christian church, man. get out of that Christian church. If you a pastor, stop holding those church services, man. You know what I'm saying? You should let go of your pastor degree, let go of your title, donate that building to a homeless shelter, and just let it go, man. Give it to the ISUPK. We'll take it from here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you're endangering not only yourself, but others as well, man. You're destroying our people, man. And that brother ended up getting his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? Because he is not certified to teach the Bible. Right, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Somebody said Salaki, my bad.
Can I finish the scripture, sir? Because he just didn't get beat.
My mate could not have to pass on that, man. For time's sake, for time's sake.
Oh, Salaki.
God, no sweat not. The water on the scripture. That's a heavy precept. You know what I'm saying? All y'all brothers bring heavy precepts. You know what I'm saying? But for time's sake, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna move for that scripture. I think they get the point. You know what I'm saying? I hope they get the point. You know what I'm saying? You go out and teach all you want if you want to. You know what I'm saying? When a nigga, you know, knock you across your head, don't say we didn't warn you. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else. God, what was that?
I said naked and afraid.
Right. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be, you know, stripped of that gold chain, stripped of that $100 pants, $100 shoes, $300 shirt. You know what I'm saying? You're abusing God's people. Go ahead, Officer Carr.
I was gonna say, that pastor, he straight up reincarnated from one of them, back on. Back to it.
Yeah, that's a one hell of a reincarnation. Nigga, you got your ass beat in the past life. Come back again to get your ass beat.
Deep purple.
The Lord was not finished with you. Deep purple. Right. The God.
With a Rolex on.
Whew. Listen, you is stupid as you foolish, like the Bible says. You a fool. What's so hard with coming to terms with knowing that you are a fool? You know what I'm saying? I had to come to terms with that I was stupid and dumb and didn't know anything at all when it comes to it. The same way you go to a doctor's office, they have to diagnose you and tell you what's wrong with your body in order to properly treat you. Well, guess what? You have to know that you're wrong. You're not always right in order for you to get the proper treatment. And guess what? It might be a hard pill to swallow. But once you start to get treated, you'll be all better again. You will become wise and you will understand the Bible. But first you have to realize something is wrong with you. You're too proud, you're too selfish, you're too arrogant. And once you come to terms with that, then you can start to heal yourself. Somebody else says Salaki? If not, we'll move on. You had a point, Officer Ra? That was it. All right. We was done with Ecclesiastes 5 and 2, right? Ecclesiasticus, my bad, 5 and 2.
Con, I believe so.
Con, sir.
Okay.
Let's
Nah, it's too wild. You finished out verse 3, right? That's what you ended at?
Yeah, con, sir.
Okay, yeah, that's too wild. Let's get 1 John 2 and 16. Right? We're gonna continue to hit on this point on what to look out for concerning your flesh. Right? It starts with the head. You control the head, you control the rest of your body. Right? The mind. You know what I'm saying? What is manipulating your mind? What is controlling your mind? How is your mind even able to get manipulated? Well, we're going to read about that in the scriptures, right? Somebody said they got it.
Con.
Go ahead.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the world,
meaning all that is in today's society, not talking about the planet Earth, but talking about today's society, which is ran by your oppressor. Read on.
The lust of the flesh.
The lust of the flesh. Your desires and the wants that for yourself, for your body. You know what I'm saying? You desire those things. But it is something that they're putting in order or persuading you in order for you to desire those things, right? And this is how it's done. Read on.
And the lust of the eyes.
The what?
The lust of the eyes.
Right. The lust of the eyes. This is how it is transferred from your eyes, from what you see, transferred onto your brain, to your thoughts. Right? Your oppressor, he don't have to force you to eat pork, like we mentioned before, but he makes it look appealing. You know what I'm saying? He shows you, he reveals it to you as if it's something wonderful to partake in, right? Christmas, being a Christian, you know what I'm saying? Doing everything, hating your brother, you know what I'm saying? You know, being a Democrat, being a Republican, looking down on your brothers. He make those things so important in this world, in this society. You know what I'm saying? And he don't have to force you to think like that. All he simply does, it makes it look appealing in your eyes. Right? He makes it look so appealing and make it look so attractive that you're compelled and willing to do it. You know what I'm saying? And I have the, you know, the privilege to travel outside of this country. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn that there's a lot of things within this earth that under other people, you know what I'm saying, that live on this earth, that as not as important that we think it is here in America. Like some of the things that we think is important here in America, there's other parts in the earth that they don't even give a damn about. You get what I'm saying? Like certain parts in the earth, they don't give a damn about what the Kardashians is wearing. They don't give a damn about the new J's that just dropped. They don't give a damn about none of that stuff. Their day-to-day living is about survival. You know what I'm saying? That mother in the border that's trying to get her daughter across that border is not giving a damn about these celebrities. You get what I'm saying? But your oppressor persuades you and gets you to think that these things are important here in America. Right? He gets the MTV Cribs and the fabulous life of such and such. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, show you the lifestyle, make you crave these things so bad that you're willing to go against your own brothers. That you're willing to hate your brothers just so you can obtain these things. And he does that through the lust of your eyes, man. The things that you see on TV, the things that you hear on the radio. Your oppressor is playing a game on you to program you to go against the Most High by hating your brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said Salakia. All right, let's continue on.
Khan in the middle of verse 16. Mm-hmm. And the pride of life.
And the pride of life. Listen, America is built on pride. That's why they have groups like Proud Boys. You know what I'm saying? I'm proud to be an American, all that stuff. You go anywhere or be a foreigner in any third world country, they treat you like you a king. You know what I'm saying? You think you just because you have an American passport. You know what I'm saying? These things, people pride themselves. So they conform their ways and their behaviors to the ways of America. You know what I'm saying? They pride themselves on the way that this world is functioning. And which is really only causing you to be destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? Following the ways of the world, following your flesh, and following the lust of your eyes is what's causing you to be destroyed. Right? Somebody said Salakia. Right? Let's continue on.
Khan. And the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world.
But of what?
But of the world.
But of the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Your oppressor is ruling this world right now. This is his world. Meaning his things, his characteristics, his things that he likes, the things that he prefers on his earth. This is what he makes comes to pass. You know what I'm saying? And he does a lot of things that the Lord does not agree with. Because he was not given these laws. And he persuaded you to do the same exact thing, to go against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? By controlling your mind. Your mind is a powerful thing. You got to understand that. Like the human mind is capable of doing great things if it's, you know, properly taught. Or if it has the right enough encouragement or willpower. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? At one point, your oppressor, right? America did not exist at one point on this earth. You get what I'm saying? A couple of years back, America was not a country, right? What we brought out a couple classes ago. America only been existing for what, 300 years? 200 years, some odd number around there. You know what I'm saying? There's buildings in Europe that's older than this country. You know what I'm saying? Venues and artifacts that's older than this country. You get what I'm saying? And this country is fairly new, right? Because at one point, your oppressor had a thought, right? He had a thought in his mind to where he thought, you know what? I'm going to sail across the Atlantic Ocean as a British citizen, you know what I'm saying, under the Queen's rule. And I'm going to come to this country and I'm going to establish myself in this country. Of course, we know the details about slavery and all of that stuff and how he did it. You know what I'm saying? But he thought of that, you know what I'm saying, and end up sailing across the Atlantic Ocean and settling here on the shores of America and setting up the 13 colonies, right? Once he set the 13 colonies, he thought in his mind was only 13 colonies. Remember that. Meaning 13 areas where he controlled, you know what I'm saying, which is the east coast of America, which he was in control of, but still under the rule of the Queen. And he put a thought in his mind and said, you know what? I want to be independent from England. You get what I'm saying? I want to be free from the Queen where I don't have to pay taxes and be misrepresented. And that was just a thought in his mind with those 13 colonies. And after he, put it in his mind, he spread it amongst the people. And other people gained the same thought. And people start to be encouraged and believe in it. And this is how they was able to build the greatest modern day country on earth today. It was based off of a single thought. You get what I'm saying? And here you are here in America, right? And your oppressor knows that if you ever think in your mind that you want independence, that you want to be free from him, that it can possibly happen. You know what I'm saying? Because your oppressor is not special. He did that based upon what he's seen in front of him. But here you have the law, statute, commandments, and you can actually gain your independence. So you know what he does? He distracts you so you don't think about your own independence. So you don't think about being free. So you don't think about keeping the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. Meanwhile, he did it when he only had 13 colonies. You get what I'm saying? And he was able to fight and prevail against a whole country out in Europe, against the British. All based off of one single thought. And that's how powerful the human mind can be. If you control your mind and focus it on one thought alone, guess what? You can achieve anything on this earth. So if black people focus their mind on being free, we could possibly achieve it the same way our oppressors did. You know what I'm saying? You had something, Officer Ra? Go ahead.
To add to in support of what you're saying, you know what I'm saying? As far as people, so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, setting our mind to where we want to be free. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And this society, this oppressive society, when he set up his system, he makes for sure that you're distracted concerning that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He spends trillions of dollars and to set up the system to persuade you not to think like that. Right. He gets your famous people that you look up to make for sure they tell you to go out and vote. Mm-hmm. For an oppressor, somebody that's not your, you can't be voting for your oppressor. Right. You know what I'm saying? You can't establish your own voting for somebody that's over you, your oppressor, your enemy. Right. You know what I'm saying? And right. And they set up their society to distract you and influence you to have a mindset to stay a slave. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? God, damn right, man. You know what I'm saying? It's all a distraction. Whatever you think is important here in America, it's not important. Trust and believe. It's not, those new J's is not important for you to have. You celebrating Christmas, all of that is vain in the eyes of the Most High, man. What's important is the survival of your nation, man. And we're not surviving. We're being destroyed right now. So you have to focus your mind on fixing that. And it starts with yourself. It starts on what you desire and the lust of your flesh. Is eating that Thanksgiving dinner more important than loving a Native Indian? That's something that you have to decide. Is celebrating Christmas more important than the brother that don't have nothing that's living in poverty? Is voting and joining my oppressor more important than loving my own nation, man?
And once you realize that doing those things that's against the Most High, by celebrating Christmas and joining your oppressor and celebrating Thanksgiving, is actually destroying us as a people. But your oppressor don't have to force you to do these things. All he has to do is get you to with the lust of your eyes. And that's all that's in this world. It's the lust of your eyes and the lust of your flesh and the pride of life. You get what I'm saying? That's all your oppressor does, man. He pushes you to go against the Most High. You have to counter that by meditating and focusing on what the Lord told you to do. You know what I'm saying? Drop that. Let me get anybody want to bring anything up? All right, let's get Psalms 2:1. Let's get Psalms 2:1 or 1 or 2. Yeah, let me get Psalms 1 and 2.
Come.
Go ahead.
The book of Psalms, chapter 1 and verse 2. His delight is in the law of the Lord.
Right, the laws of the Lord, man. That's what's important. Right, read on.
And in his law doth he meditate day and night.
Does he do what?
Meditate day and night.
Right. You know what I'm saying? What does it mean by meditate? Meaning occupying your mind on the laws of the Most High. It's a deep thought. That's what a meditation is. Right? It's not just, sitting crisscross applesauce and humming and you know what I'm saying? It's a deep thought. You constantly thinking of keeping the commandments of the Most High. You're meditating on it. You know what I'm saying? And that is very important so you don't become distracted. Right? You have to keep yourself busy in the work of the Lord. Make sure you're coming to class. You know what I'm saying? Every class. You know what I'm saying? Making sure you're in every high holy days. Making sure you do what you have to do. Being around your brothers and sisters. Getting counsel. You know what I'm saying? Following that counsel. You know what I'm saying? So your mind is focusing on serving the Most High. You know what I'm saying? And serving the Most High comes with loving thy brother as yourself. With treating your brothers with respect. Saying the nice, the right things to them. Not being cruel to each other. Not hating each other. Talking down to each other. You know what I'm saying? This is something that you learn from your oppressor, man. Your oppressor taught you how to be selfish. To only follow after your flesh. You know what I'm saying? The Lord teaches you how to be selfless. Right? Go ahead.
I got a precept for the in his law. Does he meditate day and night?
God, go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 6 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children, and shalt talk of them when thou sittest in thine house,
Mm-hmm.
and when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up.
Man, right. Yeah.
So if I may,
Get down.
you know what I'm saying? It's to the point you have to you have to be constantly, you got to have them constantly in your mind, so you can use these laws, the statutes, and commandments to dictate your decisions in your day-to-day life.
Damn right. Now that's a good way to put it. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly right. You know what I'm saying? Without it,
you're gonna screw up.
Right, you're gonna screw up. You know what I'm saying? And then like the good point you mentioned, you have to constantly do this. You do what I'm saying? Don't think like a Christian. Don't think like I'm saved and highly favored. Because that's not true. Like your king had to endure even unto his death. He was tempted in that wilderness and also tempted when he was about to die. This is not something that went away after he was tempted in the wilderness. He constantly went through this. You know what I'm saying? You have to constantly go through it as well, as long as you're in this body. Because this body is susceptible to sin. You know what I'm saying? It gravitates, by nature, it goes towards sin. You know what I'm saying? But you have to endure and focus on doing what's right, so you don't sin against the Most High. You know what I'm saying? For time's sake, we're gonna continue. Somebody said Salakia. Okay, give me some of that Spanish, Shakar, man. Help me out, man. Let these brothers and sisters know, man. I'm trying, some of that Spanish. Let them know, man.
Claro, acá, tú sabes, lo que el oficial está diciendo, tú sabes, es que ellos no hay otra forma, tú me entiendes, que tú puedes ser sabio, ¿me entiendes? Tú solo puedes ser sabio con la palabra del Señor, tú me entiendes. La palabra del Señor es la única cosa que va a poder dejarte, tú sabes, vivir y poder, tú sabes, comportarte como tienes que comportar en la vida, ¿me entiendes? Como componerte. No hay otra forma sin entender o sin, tú sabes, vivir como el Señor te dice de vivir. Salaki.
Damn right, soldier. You know what I'm saying? This is for all. Go ahead, soldier.
I was, I had a precept, to bring out, based on what you and what Asarai said, if I may.
Yeah, get down, boy.
Kado Khan, it's Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 11. It says, the words of the wise are as golds and as nails fastened by the masters of assembly, which are given from one shepherd. So it's like saying, like the words of the Most High, you know what I'm saying? They're powerful and destructive, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to fail you. You know what I'm saying? Like, listening to the words of the Most High, you're not going to go wrong with it. You know what I'm saying?
Damn right.
Verse 12,
Damn right.
and further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. Meaning, like, damn anything else, you know what I'm saying? Like, only through the Bible, through the words of the Most High, Old Testament, Apocrypha, New Testament, this is the only thing that's going to get you right, no matter
damn
what else.
Right.
Verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for it is the whole duty of man.
Read that part one more time, man. One more time.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man.
Damn right, man, because everything else is just a distraction, man. You know what I'm saying? You gonna add something to that?
Nah, sir. You got it. That's it.
Precept. Yeah, 12 and 11. He started at 11. That's a perfect precept, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is something that all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can reflect on. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that your mind is A-OK, that your flesh is A-OK, that yourself is A-OK. You know what I'm saying? By making sure that you correct yourself and doing what's right in the eyes of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Let's get James chapter 3, verse 1. Right? We spoke about starting with the head. You know what I'm saying? Controlling your brain, controlling your mind. You know what I'm saying? Because the things that come to your head is, can cause you to hate your brother, could cause you to do harm against your brothers and sisters, man. You know what I'm saying? And it could also cause you to say certain things also, right? So let's get that 3 and 1 real quick.
Okay. This is the book of James, chapter 3, verse 1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man.
A what?
Perfect man.
A perfect man. You know what I'm saying? By the words that come out of your mouth. You know what I'm saying? People say sticks and stones don't, whatever. I forgot.
Sticks and stones may break my bones, but
words of that you got the what? You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Words do hurt. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be careful. Just because the thought comes into your mind to say something doesn't mean you should say it. You know what I'm saying? It's good to learn how to keep your mouth shut sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So that way you don't cause harm to your brothers and sisters. Right? Read on.
Verse 2. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body.
Bridle the whole body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You start with the head. You control the head. Guess what? You can control the whole body. You can control the rest of the body, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's body, your mind is what dictates what your body does. Right? You want to focus on serving the Most High. Read on.
Verse 3. Behold, we put bits in the horse's mouth, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body.
Right. Think about it, how large a horse is. Yet a small device that they put in a mouth is what controls that horse. You know what I'm saying? As big as that animal is only but a small device that controls it. You know what I'm saying? That thing that you put in your mouth, the joints, what is that? This, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All that, Yeah, the bright, right? That's what it's called. You know what I'm saying? And you turn it to the side, guess what? It's gonna turn. You pull the string to the left, it's gonna turn left. You pull it both back forward, the horse might stop. You dig what I'm saying? That small device towards that large beast, right? Read on.
Verse 4. Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great, and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listens.
Right, meaning that wheel that is used, you know what I'm saying, to control the whole ship. Right, you have a great big ship, you know what I'm saying, but yet only this one wheel. I don't know what the wheel is called technically, right? That wheel that you turn around for the ship to be controlled. The helm, right? You know what I'm saying, right? That little small device is what controls that whole large ship. Right? Read on.
Verse 5. Even so, the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things.
Right, but yet even your tongue is small, right? Kind of. It's small. You know what I'm saying? Compared to the other members of your body, compared to your arm, your feet, your legs, it's but a small part of your body, but yet it can cause great boasting. It can also cause great harm. It can also cause great destruction if you can't control it. Right? Read on.
Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindled.
Right, meaning the words that you speak. You know what I'm saying? The words that you speak can cause harm. Read
on. Verse 6. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. So is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell.
Right. If you're not careful, man, you can cause yourself to be destroyed. If your mind is not right and on what to say, you know what I'm saying? The words that come out of your mouth can cause you to get killed. You know, people die every day based off of he say, she say. You know what I'm saying? Based off a little argument. You know what I'm saying? And if you're not careful, you know what I'm saying, you can find yourself in that same predicament. You want to learn how to treat each other, how to speak to each other, how to deal with each other, man, because all of that matters. You know what I'm saying? But this world is going to teach you to be selfish, right? If it's not convenient for me, if it don't make me happy, guess what? I'm not a part of it. That's how most people think in this world. That's why a lot of people believe in that whole zodiac sign, right? That whole zodiac sign is for you to deviate accountability, for you to get away from accountability. You know what I'm saying? Where, you can do whatever you want to do, and you can't control. It's because I'm a Sagittarius. It's because I did what I did. You know what I'm saying? When those excuses don't matter, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to learn to control yourself. Your zodiac sign is false anyways, you know what I'm saying? But still, you have to learn how to control yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? Control your mind, control your tongue, where you control your whole body. So that way it don't be destroyed. And with that, man, we out of time. They ready to kick us out of this library, man. The water, y'all brothers, man. The water, Officer Shakar, Officer Ra'ah, Nah, young man, but young, everybody that tuned in, Lord allow we'll be on next week. You know what I'm saying? Class will be on the same channel, Isupk Florida. Make sure you subscribe so you can be in tune, y'all. With that, I'm going to go ahead and say shalom.
Hey, shalom. Y'all best look at the one.
Shalom, y'all.
Yep.
Thug.